What is up, everybody? In this video, I just wanted to make this video was actually a suggestion from a fan. He or she just wanted me to make a video. They commented this a while ago, and I put all my ideas and ideas in my list of ginormous ideas for videos. This one was Abdul Ahimus Hassan 5024. This is about 2 months ago. He says, not gonna lie, no hate, but you pretty much Mango 2.0. I take that as a compliment. So can you please do who is the most gay minor JoJo villains? The way I formatted this, I'm just gonna choose one minor villain that I think is the most gay in each part. Cause if I did it like who the most, because part 5 definitely has more of the gay minor villains, and part 3 has more minor villains than any other part, or you know, part 2 has like barely any minor villains in general. So for this one, I just kind of chose some odd picks that you might not expect either. So the first person I picked is from part 1. Part 1 I think is a more straight part, but for this one I chose Wang Chan. And at first, Wang Chan is doesn't really strike you as a gay guy like that, and he's not, you know, he's not super over the top, because I feel like part 1 in general is, don't get me wrong, it's still JoJo, it still has its gayness, but I think it's one of the more straight parts in terms comparing to the other JoJo parts. And the things that Wang Chan does is definitely pretty gay. I would say after Dio gets to him, sure, the man is pretty gay after Dio gets to him, because at first he's just some dirty, filthy man, some cheater basically, but then after Dio kind of takes him over, then I would say he's definitely gay after that, but at first I would say he's not really super gay, because I think part 1 is pretty gay. It's JoJo, it's going to be somewhat gay, but it's definitely more the more straight parts compared to the other JoJo parts. And after is part 2. Now part 2 doesn't have too many minor villains to choose from the get-go. You know, like most of part 2 was based around the Pillar Man, except for Santana, and that's basically it. I can't remember any other villains. It's mostly just those guys, the Pillar Men. But there was one minor villain that was barely even in an episode. He doesn't even have his own episode for him. He's just kind of there and then he's done. It's Wired Beck. That man gives me so much vibes from the dude from One Punch Man, who's the gay prisoner man. Wired Beck gives me those vibes so much, and I'm pretty sure he actually is gay. I'm fairly sure he is. So, and he also is a minor villain. He just does nothing. Like Wang Chan in part 1 somewhat does stuff. He's kind of like Kamek from Mario, I'd say. Like, he's just kind of there, second in command. Wired Beck is kind of like a nobody, you know. He's kind of just like, oh, he's there, now he's not, you never seen him again. So part 2 just doesn't have too many minor JoJo villains like that in general. So after is part 3. Part 3 definitely has a lot to choose from. I would say either Vanilla Ice or Endul. I'm gonna go with Vanilla Ice because Endul doesn't seem like he's gay, but not super gay as Vanilla Ice. Endul is more of like a life has no purpose kind of guy, while Vanilla Ice is Dio, you are my purpose, I will give you head any day kind of guy. I would definitely say Vanilla Ice. First of all, look what he's wearing. All the other people I mentioned on the list thus far have not been wearing too much. Wired Beck is kind of the exception maybe, but Wang Chan and some of the other people down the list aren't wearing too just like goofy. Like this man is basically just Zarbon, just in JoJo. He's wearing undies just outside. Nah, bruh, nah. Then also he's kind of dumb. He's also kind of dumb as well. I don't know why he was kind of stupid, but I do think Vanilla Ice is probably the most gay minor villain. You could give it to some other people, sure. And I for some reason see a lot of people saying Alessi, which I don't understand that one. I don't think Alessi's gay. I think that man's a creep, but I don't think he's gay. I mean, he's my boy, you know. That's the boy Alessi, but he's not gay like that, you know. Like, I think it's hinted towards that he's maybe a pedo, but like we don't see him do anything like that. We only see him just beat the shit out of like children. So that's basically all he does. After part 3 is part 4. Part 4 is actually kind of hard for me to choose a gay minor villain. Even though it has quite a few minor villains, I don't get too many like gay vibes from them. I have two choices. Two choices that are both kind of odd because they're both at separate times. They both these characters change. The first choice I had was Rohan. Rohan at first definitely gave the heavy gay vibes. He still does, but he's not a villain anymore. You know, he at first he was a minor villain. Afterwards, not so much. That's why I chose another character, which he was also a villain at first, but then kind of he's not as relevant as Rohan, but he kind of chills and he's kind of in the background, like, hey, which is Tamami. Tamami at first isn't really gay, no. Afterwards, though, the man is all over Koichi's Dende. Funny enough, I think most characters in this show are simping for Koichi. You got Rohan, you got Yukiko, you got Jotaro, and now you got Tamami. All these characters are simping for Koichi. Even Josuke is over here like, Koichi, you're a real nice guy, man. You're a real nice guy. Like, everyone's simping for Koichi. But Rohan and Tamami, I think, are... Tamami afterwards, after he gets his ass handed to him, he's definitely a simp. And Rohan is always a simp. He still is a simp for Koichi for the entirety of the show, basically. So, you know, the first dude he calls for help, Koichi! Like, always calling that man for help. Never, sometimes maybe Jotaro, but mostly Koichi. He's always riding that man. After part 4 is part 5. Part 5 is so easy. Like, damn near every character in this part can be gay. Like, any character in this part can be gay, which is so funny. Part 5 is definitely the most gay part out of all the JoJo parts. Easily for me, I would say, yeah, this is definitely the most gay part. And all the minor villains, you could say, oh yeah, they're gay. Yeah, he could be gay. Risotto, oh yeah, he could be gay, bro. Yeah. Like, any of the squad, you know, those guys, they can be gay. So, I think it's just like a matter of, yes, the characters I chose, they actually are gay. Like, yeah, like in part 5, they kind of like are kind of gay, but not really. They look like they're gay, they act like they're gay. Giorno giving the golden suck. Sure, they kind of act gay, but they're not really gay. These two are gay. These two in part 5 are actually gay, which is Squallow and Tiziano, whatever his name is. That brown skinned man. These two are actually gay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure these two are actually homosexual men in this part. So I'm just gonna give it to them because they're just gay. They're just actually gay. Like, they love each other. It's like, that's the thing. Like, they literally love each other. So just gotta give it to them. After is part 6. Part 6 was kind of hard for me to choose as well. I went with Rikiel, just because Rikiel kind of was a baby for Pucci after a while. I can't think of anyone else. When I think of gay minor villains in part 6, no one comes to mind, because the most gay dude in part 6 is probably Pucci, and he's the main villain, not a minor villain. And most of the minor villains don't really give too many gay vibes like that. A lot of them are just so weird. Part 6 is such a very weird part. I would give it to Rikiel, just because Rikiel just kind of gives gay vibes with Pucci sometimes. That might be a little weird though, but I'm gonna give it to Rikiel. And after part 6 is part 7. Part 7, I will give this one to Blackmore, which Blackmore is probably one of my favorite minor villains in all of JoJo in general, because, you know, his stand is so clean, and the art style for his stand, he's beautiful. He's got a beautiful panels in the manga. It's definitely really clean. But Blackmore, this man is slobbing for Funny Valentine, no doubt. This man is gobbling it up. He could have taken all that power for himself. Truly, he could have just did that Now you can say, oh well, he's just doing it for his country. Blackmore's just a very patriotic man, or maybe he's like a kind of job, kind of get it done man. But nah, man, I feel like this is more than just patriotic. Cause Funny Valentine, he's patriotic, right? That man, all he cares about is the country. But Blackmore, you could have helped the country on your own if you really wanted to, man. So he definitely gives the Funny Valentine gay vibes, even though Funny Valentine will never give those feelings back. I mean, we saw what he was doing with Lucy, the 14-year-old, so he doesn't need that, you know. He's already got his fill. He even got his own wife to do it, so he doesn't need that. So I would say it's Blackmore. Maybe there's maybe a couple other characters, maybe Ringo if you want to go like that, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna give it a Blackmore because I just feel there's got to be more that meets the eye than just, oh yeah, he's just doing it for his country and it's because it's a job. Like, nah, man, nah. There's definitely a little bit more to that. You guys let me know what you think part 8 is. Who you think part 8 is down in the comments below. If you guys, just like how this video was a suggested video and an idea from a fan, I will take any other ideas and put them in my giant list of ideas, and I will get to it soon. I can't promise I'll get to it next week or the day of or like whatever, but it will be written down and I will shout you out, you know, for sure. So thank you for giving me this idea. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce your name again, but I really appreciate you giving me this video idea. It was a couple months ago, but hopefully you see this video. And thank you guys for watching this one. That's it. Peace. I'ma go do my little dance.